Hello, and welcome to a new video on my channel. My name is Sylvia, and today we're doing something a little bit different. So for the past 5 days, well, today it's Saturday, it's May 18th, and for the past 5 days I filmed lots of different little clips of my life, just so you can see, what a freelance translator and knitter with a very not that exciting life it does on a day-to-day basis. So I took you with me when I ran errands, when I went to my knit night, yoga. Yeah, so if you're interested in that, keep on watching. If you're not interested, we'll get another podcast or another knitting related video up here soon enough. And there is a little bit of knitting shown, like I show my whips, but I'm not gonna get into it like as if it were a regular podcast. Anyway, I will let you go watch that now and let me know what you think. I start my day doing some yoga. I like to use videos from Yoga with Cassandra or by Cassandra. I like the way she teaches. When I do her classes at home, I usually do ones that focus on the back and the neck because I do tend to build up a lot of tension there with knitting and also with sitting on a computer and working all day. And of course, my little cat is always asking for more attention, so some little scratchies for her. I head to the kitchen to make my breakfast. I usually have a smoothie, so today we've got some banana, some frozen strawberry, some almond milk, and some cookies and cream protein powder. I also have some cold brew here. It's decaf because I took my meds that day. And you shouldn't really mix two stimulants. Ta-da! Smoothie's ready. Headed to my office and I look over my to-do list. I like to make these to-do lists every day to help me remember what I have to do and to have the pleasure of checking things off. But I do have some time before I have to start working, and so I set my time timer to 45 minutes to watch some podcasts and knit and eat my breakfast, or drink my breakfast rather. Then, time to get dressed. Grab my rocket tee, some black jeans, put them on. Every week I also meal plan. I plan our dinners. I actually did my plan on Sunday that week, but I usually do it on Monday. I put all of the recipes in a doc file that I organize, and I also send to my husband, so when I'm too tired to cook, he already has everything there. And then I place my order for all of the groceries online. Then I go through my emails and I see that I have some training activities to do, some little videos to watch for a client, so I decided to do that later today. I do also have to make some changes to my website, so I need to copy and paste everything into a Word file so I can put it on the new version of the site. Then it's lunchtime. I grab some leftovers. There's some rice and beans that I'm going to pop in the microwave. And then some cheddar on top for a cheesy deliciousness. Back to my office, back to the time timer, giving myself an hour lunch break. Watch some podcasts, eat my food. Then I need to swatch for an upcoming project, so decide to start that once I finish eating. And it's the Kylie Pullover by Irene. I'm going to knit it in this mint green color from Lion brand. It's their Truboo yarn, which is a 100% bamboo rayon. And here we go. Swatch time. That's what I did during my lunch break. Now it's time to do that training, but I can keep knitting because it's just videos, so that's cool. And the swatch is done! Woohoo! Still got some videos to watch, so I pull out another project, but also cat. She comes to my office, she screams because she wants to play. Then I decided to update my knitting journal and prep my notes for my podcast that went up, I think, a week or two ago already. And then I decided to make some radish kimchi and listen to my audio book while I did it. So here's the whole process. I put in carrots, some gochugaru, which is a chili pepper, salt, sugar, garlic, and ginger, soy sauce, and of course the radish. I'm showing you the whole process, but I ended up messing it up, and then when I tried it a few days later, it was inedibly salty and I ended up throwing it away. But here's the process of Sylvia making something inedible. Enjoy! Then I also update our meal plan for the week. The groceries I ordered are here, so time to put everything away and also double check that everything is there. Dinner time, made some pasta with pesto and veggies. Pretty simple, didn't really film the whole process, but here it is. Ta-da! Time to finally go sit down and watch some TV. Knitting on my Fairycore shawl after I finish eating. And watching 90 Day Fiancé. Did a little bit of video editing before going to bed, editing today's footage. And then, time to get in bed and read. It's raining yet again, but I go to my yoga class today. This time I'm going to the studio, so let's walk. I'm about 10 minutes away, and here's a little bit of what I see. I go to a studio that's right on the water, so we have a nice little view of the Canal de l'Ourcq as we do our yoga. But everything is great today, as you can see. And at the studio, I do vinyasa, so a bit more dynamic practice than the ones I do at home usually. That's all done. Now I'm hungry, because I was hungry when I got to yoga class, so I'm gonna head to the bakery. Got a little pain au chocolat and a sandwich for lunch later. Back home we go. And it's smoothie time! You will see every day I make a smoothie. It's already 10:50, so gotta get to work. I start memo queue. Of course, I end up having a bug and I have to restart my computer, but everything is okay after that and I can work my morning away. But look what showed up! The mailman came and delivered some happy mail. It's the yarn for my Chained Oblivion cardigan. Already showed it to you guys, but here it is again. Morning's over, got 17% of this project done, and then shower time, and I got changed. Put on my boat neck, I forget the name all the time, with some big old jeans, and then eat my sandwich for lunch. I have to head out again to drop off a package of something that I sold, and I also have to go back to the bakery because my card wasn't working and he said come back later and pay for it later. So out into the rain yet again. Just after 2 p.m. when I get back, and back to work. A few hours later, it's time for an afternoon snack, so I have some Greek yogurt and a clementine. Kitty time, of course, all day, every day. And my husband's home today. He washed all of our activewear and hung it out because, like most people in France, we do not have a dryer. I head back out yet again because I've got my tricobière, aka knit night, but before then I also want to grab some Kewpie mayo, so Japanese mayonnaise, and see if I can find some enchilada sauce. I go to 2 different places, but neither of them has the enchilada sauce, unfortunately. But I do find the mayo, at least. Then, off to knit night. It's about 2 metro stops away, which is like a 10-minute walk, so I just walk over there. We meet at a bar called Le Murphy, which is a beer bar. There's a basement there, and I book the whole basement for us, and it's usually a great time. I usually stay pretty late, but not this time. I decide to head home early. I had forgotten that the Kindle's battery was pretty low, but I only had like 10% of my book left to read, and so I managed to get through it anyway. Woohoo! Little Miss Kylie has a very important vet appointment today, and so that means that she had to fast. She got her dinner last night, but she doesn't get any breakfast. She doesn't understand why, and she is not happy about it. Which is why I didn't want to go to bed super late, because I knew I would have an angry cat in the morning to deal with. Staring at her auto feeder and hoping and wishing the food will appear. To no one's surprise, we have a smoothie this morning. Last night, I also got to see my friend Jeanne, who gave me this. She got really into pottery and ceramics and that kind of stuff, so she had some yarn bowls and she asked me if I wanted one. Back to the same project I was working on yesterday, just a little bit left to go today. But first, a little bit of podcast watching and some knitting. Picking up my Fairycore shawl again, since I gotta get it done. After that, I finish and deliver my project. It's 11:25, so I'm going to go take a shower and then get dressed. Then I head to the kitchen to make my lunch. So my husband cooked last night, and I'm just gonna make a wrap with all the different ingredients. I am so bad at rolling things up and everything. I tried to make it look nice, but it exploded. And some iced herbal tea. Before heading back to my office, I decided to give my little swatch a bath because I haven't done it yet. Kylie also stopped her screaming and decided to go lay down. Then I need to pin out my little swatch. The time has come. We need to put little Miss Kylie in her travel bag and we're heading to the vet. This big guy is the vet office's mascot. Also got to see this little baby. Oh my god, look at him! He was up for adoption and I wanted him. Kylie's ultrasound went well. Thank goodness the medicine she's taking is helping. And then we go back in an Uber. Food! She finally gets to eat and she was very happy. So here in France there's a chain of frozen food supermarkets called Picard, and I went to the one right by the vet's office and I bought all of these fruits for my smoothies. It's almost 4 p.m. already, so I gotta get a little bit more work in today. Time for a glass of wine. I also cannot be bothered to cook today, so I reheat some of the pasta from Monday. And my inedible radish kimchi after 2 days of fermentation outside the fridge. Then I decide to make my strawberry compote that I wanted to add to my rosewater panna cotta, so I decided to do that before going to bed. Decided to go for a Vin to Yin class this morning, which is half vinyasa and half yin yoga. So a lot more dynamic in the first half and then super chill and relaxed in the second half. Don't know what happened. Camera did not focus. Also, ignore those trash bags. It's clothes I have to donate. And it's smoothie time again, using this mixed fruit, which is super yummy. Back in my office, I have my breakfast, I put on some knitting podcasts, and I do some knitting before I have to start working. Today, I'm having just some frozen yakisoba for lunch, nothing all that exciting. I was still hungry after that, so I had a Greek yogurt and some granola. And the swatch is still drying. Then I got dressed to run some errands. First of all, I had to take down the compost. My husband takes down all the trash and recycling, but I deal with the compost, so it's outside of the building. Then I had to go to the post office to drop off 2 packages. My husband is at the office today, but before he left, he turned on the washing machine, and of course I forgot about it, but then I eventually hung up the clothes. I was planning on making the rest of the panna cotta recipe today, but then I realized first I had to prepare the cream that had to be infused with spices for like 24 hours. So I heated up the cream, added the spices, and then put it in the fridge for later. One of this week's recipes also called for a pesto. I decided to make my own, and I didn't want to wait because my basil was getting kinda ugly. So I whipped that up real quick in my food processor. Tonight's dinner was taco stuffed shells. I didn't film the entire process, but here are all the ingredients. Made this and stuffed it in this. Back to the yoga studio. I go to class on Fridays as well. After class, I head over to the pharmacy before heading home because I need to pick up some new meds my doctor prescribed me. Then it's smoothie time! My husband grabbed me a croissant on his way home from the gym, so I have that with my smoothie for breakfast. So the new meds made me feel super dizzy. Luckily, I didn't really have any translation work I needed to get done in the morning, so I spent the rest of the morning lying on the couch and hoping my head would stop spinning. Watched some podcasts and just chilled. Had some leftovers for lunch, and then a big old glass of coconut water. Once I'm feeling a little bit better, I decide to put a bunch of coconut oil in my hair and leave it there for a few hours. Didn't realize it, but I think I got coconut oil on my camera, so the rest of today's little video clips are kind of blurry. But then I decide to measure my swatch and figure out if I hit gauge. And, spoiler alert, it's perfect. So I can proceed with the recommended needles when I'm ready to cast on. Tonight's dinner is tofu katsu. I'm using some smoked tofu, and I don't know if you need to press smoked tofu, but I'm doing it anyway. Then I decide to finish making my panna cotta finally. It's only taken like 3 days of prep and cooking. With that done, I'm gonna prep the salad that we're gonna have on the side of our tofu katsu. I cut my tofu pieces in half very badly, as you can see, but now it's time to bread them up with the panko crust. Now everything is all ready and it's time to plate up our dinner. So there's the tofu katsu, some sushi rice, and the cabbage and carrot salad. I also washed my hair a bit earlier, so here's how my hair turned out after it air dried. This is the very last clip of the video. I didn't film an outro, so thank you for watching. If you liked it, give it a like, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you later. Bye!